for him to prepare for what I'm going to bring to the table, and I'm just too sharp, too clean, punch way too hard, power in both hands.
I was streaming, I just shut the curtains because I was like nervous type stuff, but now it's like I embrace it because I always dreamed of this. That's why I don't never shy away from it. That's what I'm here to do. You know what I mean? To show out, so.
Tank's a 3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him.
From their heated face-to-face encounter, Jake Paul confidently declares his progress as a boxer and his plan to overpower Gervonta Davis in dominant fashion. He insists that his long athletic journey has led him to this defining moment, and he's fully prepared to embrace the challenge without fear. Gervonta Davis replies with the same assurance, asserting that he possesses the total package. His strength, technique, and experience, he says, are what make him one of the most feared fighters in boxing today.
What I'm capable of, I know what I've learned in the past shape I'm in, my power coaches, the shape I'm in, I'm just in.
Gervonta Davis has every quality a world-class boxer needs. He carries dangerous power in both fists, exceptional timing that allows him to strike with precision, and smooth footwork that lets him control the rhythm of every fight. His defense is compact, and his sharp instincts allow him to predict opponents' moves before they happen. With these abilities, Davis knows he's more than a knockout artist. He's certain he possesses everything necessary to perform at boxing's highest stage and continue proving he's one of the sport's finest talents.
The cure is just as bitter as what ails him.
I know I gotta do it. 5 minutes?
5 will be good enough for you.
They definitely went to the kids store and get
That water ain't cold.
We know that.
I know, but...
Get in the water, man. Just get in the water.
You can't sit on the edge.
Man, just get in there, man.
Go. No, give me the time.
The upcoming showdown between Jake Paul and Gervonta "Tank" Davis has ignited fierce discussion throughout the boxing community. It's a battle defined by opposites. One fighter relying on size, weight, and raw strength, while the other brings blinding speed, refined skill, deep experience, and knockout accuracy shaped by years at the sport's highest level. This matchup feels like two distinct worlds of boxing colliding. For months, analysts have emphasized Jake Paul's significant size advantage, a factor that can't be overlooked when assessing the risks inside the ring. His larger frame offers a tougher chin, greater punching power, and more physical leverage. Yet, such an edge only counts if it's applied effectively. Though Paul stands taller and heavier, Gervonta Davis possesses nearly every other weapon that truly defines greatness in boxing. His timing, footwork, and explosive striking abilities weren't acquired overnight. They're the result of a lifetime dedicated to mastering the craft.
And, man, that uppercut, damn.
But who do you got?
I would have to bet on Gervonta because for all the little things, all that, and the fact that he's not old.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he makes up for the weight situation.
Okay, so this is the first time that Jake Paul's fighting an actual boxing champion, an active, young boxing champion. Everyone else he's fought was either way older or like, was it Tommy Fury, I think?
Yeah, he was a legitimate boxer. Yeah.
A legitimate boxer, but not a champion.
Right.
He's fighting a champion, although a very little champion compared to him.
Yes.
So this is sort of a, I don't know, man, like.
If it wasn't Gervonta Davis, and it was somebody else in that weight category.
It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, it'd be ridiculous. But Gervonta, I mean, technique-wise and heart-wise, that makes it interesting. Like, again, kudos goes to Jake Paul because it kind of worked its way up, even though the guy is so much smaller.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm happy that Jake is bringing excitement to the sport and so forth, but you just have these, like, people fighting bears and, you know, there might be a boxing match with a weapon involved of some sort. Like, people have sticks. Like, I feel it's just getting more and more ridiculous. And really, outside of Crawford Canelo, there's really very little excitement over pure.
Seasoned analysts point out that Jake Paul has never faced an opponent with Gervonta Davis's pedigree. Davis has battled world champions, unbeaten contenders, and powerful knockout specialists. He's overcome every style the sport has thrown at him, including fighters with reach advantages far greater than Jake's. For that reason, many believe Paul has entered the toughest test of his career. Even Jake himself admits this reality. In multiple interviews, he's acknowledged that Davis operates on an entirely different level, one that demands total concentration and significant improvement in his craft. That admission proves Jake understands the danger before him and realizes he can't approach this fight with the same mindset or strategy he used against past opponents.
The most experienced fighter I've fought, top 5 pound for pound, so I have to have the best version of myself. I know how fast he is, I know how strong he is. I believe I'm stronger, more athletic, and that's my advantage going into the fight, but he pretty much has every other advantage. So I'm locked in, fully focused, feeling amazing already, and just going to put on a performance and have the biggest fight of 2025.
Last one, I've seen some people say, oh, Jake, the goal here is just to survive. Knowing you, that's not the case. You're not going in there just to get through 12 rounds with Tank Davis. I would imagine you're going in there to win this fight.
Oh, absolutely. Tank's going to be the one surviving. I'm going to, upset a lot of people. And again, they're going to have to say that there's some crazy excuse, fights are rigged. They can't use the steroid excuse because we have full on random drug testing at any time. They could literally knock on my door right now. So they can't use that excuse. And obviously I'm suing people who say that the fights are rigged. Piers Morgan already had to retract his statement and kiss the ring. More lawsuits are coming for these people who are lying on my name because it's just simply not true. And we're willing to prove that in court. But I'm actually flattered that the only thing that people can chalk up these wins to is that the fights are rigged, because it's honestly the greatest compliment. But again, I'm going to knock this guy out and probably create one of the most viral knockouts.
Public response to this matchup has been a blend of skepticism and fascination. Some fans insist it isn't the fight boxing truly needs right now, believing the sport already has a deep roster of thrilling contenders worthy of facing Davis. Yet, despite that criticism, curiosity remains high. The spectacle and entertainment aura surrounding Jake Paul continue to captivate audiences who can't seem to look away. Many observers describe this bout as one that might not settle any major competitive questions within boxing, but it will undoubtedly command enormous attention and fuel discussions long after the final bell rings.
Was at cruiserweight. Chavez Jr. was a former world champion at middleweight himself, and that sort of made sense. And it was a good win for Jake Paul. He come out there and he beats an ex-world champion. He gets a little bit of credibility, and you go, right, now you're heading in the right direction. You're starting to be, okay, all right, former champions, former fighters, but at least they're boxers. They're not MMA stars, and whatnot. So, yeah, I think that was a move in the right direction. Gervonta Davis is just a little bit of a freak show for me.
Yeah, I agree, Spence. I mean, the size difference is a bit of an annoying one as well. But also as well, I hate when they put exhibition in it, because then you think how seriously they're really going to take it. I understand it because of the money involved, but realistically, if there can be a winner, Gervonta Davis should take him out, regardless of the size, pretty easily and pretty quickly.
I agree, mate. Totally agree. Gervonta Davis is an active fighter. Like I say, still a pound-for-pound star. Very heavy-handed as well. He should have the movement, forget the size, to be able to slip inside and take Jake Paul out. That's the reality of it. But, yeah, I just find it all very, very strange. Look, I thought that an even stranger fight, to be honest, was Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. You look at that fight and go, who's going to sanction that? God forbid something happens to Jake. I think that what he's doing for the sport is brilliant in his own right. He's bringing new fans into the sport. He's doing excellent for women's boxing as well. You can't take that away from the kid, and he's been working hard as well, and he's improving. But going in against Anthony Joshua, a former 2-time world heavyweight champion and still an active fighter, that's a suicide mission for me. I think that Anthony Joshua, and you look at Francis Ngannou, and look at what AJ does to Francis Ngannou. Who would win out of Anthony
Former UFC fighter and entertainer Mike Perry shared a straightforward opinion on the matter. He noted that Gervonta Davis hasn't produced the same highlight reel knockouts in his recent bouts as he did earlier in his career. Perry's remark doesn't question Davis's punching power, but instead underscores the growing expectations surrounding him. Fans have grown accustomed to seeing Tank deliver electrifying finishes every time he enters the ring. That reputation creates immense pressure, especially now as he prepares to face a larger opponent capable of withstanding heavier blows.
It's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, I mean, Lamont Rhodes performed great. They went to draw, and, you know, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to...
Respected boxing analyst Teddy Atlas has also shared his perspective, commending Davis for his all-around mastery inside the ring. According to Atlas, Tank is among the most dangerous fighters in modern boxing for one clear reason. He excels at everything. His precision is razor sharp, his punches carry intent, and he possesses the adaptability to handle any opponent's style. That level of refinement, Atlas notes, is something Jake Paul has yet to develop through experience. He predicts that the hype around Jake's physical size will fade quickly once the fight starts, emphasizing that skill and experience outweigh size when the gap in ability is this significant. Davis, Atlas adds, is no stranger to opponents trying to overpower him. He's faced pressure brawlers, long-range tacticians, counterpunchers, and power sluggers, and has managed to solve each of them.
But he's a top fighter. He can punch, and he's fighting a guy who's not a top pro fighter, who's bigger. What if he hits him on the chin? What if he hits him on the chin? It'll wind up selling. And that's what'll wind up selling it. The what if. What if Tank makes him do a cha-cha? He hits him on the chin, and Jake Paul, we're going to find out if he can dance. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know, do the cha-cha. That's what's going to sell it. And you can't argue that what if. You can't. I know I get to places that other people won't go and everything else. They just dismiss stuff because it's easier to do that. It's safer to do that. You don't have to bows and arrows coming at you from people that argue with you because you did that. But I don't care. I've had bows and arrows my whole life. I don't care. But that's true. That what if? What if this guy who is a real good puncher, who is one of the best fighters in the world right now, what if he hits him? What if he makes a miss and he counters him? Or he jumps up in the air. Jump up in the air. Bang! And he hits him. Sid Terrace. Sid Terrace was a great fighter. No, not the 1700s, but years ago. And Cus D'Amato told me he loved Sid Terrace. He said, Teddy, he used to jump up in the air and hit you with 3 jabs. I said, whoa, man, Sid Terrace. All right. Anyway, look, I can't finish without saying that it did invoke some memories and thoughts that we've been here before in a different way, where Jake Paul's brother fought Mayweather. That's not forget. And I'm not saying I like that either. I mean, first of all, Mayweather was past his prime. He was already retired. He was older, everything, but he's still the great Mayweather. And Mayweather was fighting a guy, what was it, 50-pound difference, 60-pound difference, whatever it was. And that size made a difference. It allowed Jake Paul's brother to be in there and be able to last with a smaller man, a smaller, older, greater fighter who's mostly was concentrating on defense more than just offense. So, yeah. It's kind of like we've seen this already in that version of it, and we didn't really like it. I don't think I liked it that much.
Former opponent Raul Raleigh Romero also praised Davis, recognizing that Tank has achieved more than many fighters manage over an entire career. Romero highlighted that Davis has demonstrated the ability to hurt larger opponents and manage stronger challengers. This is significant because it reassures fans that moving up in weight is not unfamiliar territory for him. He has already proven he can overcome size disadvantages with his power. Romero maintains that Davis remains one of the world's elite fighters and is fully capable of winning bouts, even when skeptics doubt his chances.
Jake Paul might be too big for him, or Tank might crack him. You don't know. Like I said, or as an exhibition, we don't know if they go at each other or not, or we don't know. I don't know. I can't give an opinion because I don't know what's going on.
Do you think it impacts, will it impact Tank's legacy if Jake Paul were, to beat him or even, knock him out?
Dude, Tank's a 3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him.
You know, some people trying to give, that's fair, some people trying to give Tank a hard time. They're saying, like, he should have took a fight with Lamont Roach or Shakur Stevenson. But when you think about it, do you think this is business and look, he's getting a bag, or is there some validity to people saying that he ducked Roach?
I mean, there's still other options, you know? It's like, bro, you can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them. It's the same way Roach feels Tank is the best option for him. Same way that Stevenson thinks Tank's the best option for him, or like all that stuff, right? At the end of it, bro, we just want to do what's best for ourselves, right?
Facts.
Right or wrong?
Facts. Facts.
So just do what's best for you.
Yeah, no, I mean, me personally, it don't matter what my opinion is, but I don't think get the money while you can get the money is my opinion. But you know, some fans are gonna have a hard time.
No, it's not
with
even
it.
about the money though, man. It's like regardless of anything, like yeah, get the money when you can get the money, but it's not even about the money. There's so much more to this sport in this world than just money, man. It's just do whatever you feel benefits.
Discussions about Davis's future have also become a key part of the narrative. Some insiders suggest that Tank might consider retiring after this fight. This idea stems from a shift in his priorities. He's captured world titles, filled arenas, and delivered countless memorable moments. Now, financial security seems to be a primary focus. Those close to him say he's seeking stability, peace, and more time with his family. If that's the case, this fight represents more than just a spectacle. It could serve as a potential final chapter, a moment for him to exit the sport while still at the pinnacle of his career.
Here, that's all the fight is for Tank. He's telling you without telling you that he's fighting Jake just because he's getting $40 million. So when we talk about boxing being dead, Tank has to line up at the front of the line. I can't blame him, but don't throw around, oh, boxing's dead and people switch sides and all of that. You chose not to be great. That's it. You chose not to be great. Stuff like that, choices like that will kill boxing, for sure. On a competitive level, it won't kill it on a business level. On a business level, until people run out of interest in these kind of matchups, it'll do well. On a competitive level, choosing not to fight the best will kill the sport. So maybe it's better if people like Tank aren't in the sport. And I don't even say that because I want that to be the case. I think Tank is ridiculously talented, but you can't want a fighter to fight more than what they want to. You can't. Tank fans or Tank people that like Tank and think he's one of the best, you can't want it for him. And then Shakur came back with, that's how I know you soft. I can't even go back and forth with you soft ass. You rather pop to me on social media than get in that fire and get embarrassed. I get it. Peace and blessings upon you, cuz. He says, the people got you chest out so bad. You talking like you a killer, forgetting that you the one that runs, bitch. I'll be bring the fight to you. This dude, a made-up character. Quote, blessings upon you. Clown-ass dude, wanna be Kevin Gates? Oh my goodness. I mean, here's the thing though. You can't say that stuff about Shakur if you're not willing to fight him. This is the point I think that we're going to come to today, is that Tank can say all this stuff he wants, but if you're not willing to fight Shakur, then none of it means anything anymore. Even if you believe that Tank is going to knock him out, even if you believe that Shakur's a runner, or that he's not in the trenches, or he's not a boxer that's willing to bring the fight, or whatever, none of it matters. You're talking from the sideline because you won't fight him. What does that say about Tank? If you talk all that stuff, you better.
Analyst Max Kellerman echoes the view that Davis took the fight with Jake Paul for reasons beyond pure competition. He suggests that Tank sought a matchup that could provide a substantial payday with minimal disruption to his schedule. Facing a mainstream figure like Jake Paul guarantees massive revenue, no mandatory title defenses, and no lineup of contenders waiting in the wings. Just one major fight with global attention and a significant payout. For Davis, it could be an ideal way to cap a career defined by tough battles and sacrifices. All experts agree that the outcome will hinge on who controls the pace of the fight. If Jake can push Davis back and make him fight off the ropes, he could find success. But if Davis closes the distance quickly and imposes his speed, Jake may be forced into panic. And panic is when fighters tend to make their biggest errors.
Gervonta, who I personally think has been checked out for way longer than this last fight. I think he was checked out prior to the Roach fight. I thought this was all going to be in the works, where he was supposed to beat the 16-1 Roach and then go on to fight Jake Paul and then call it a career, because I think the people around him understood there wasn't much left in the tank for him in terms of his his want or his desire to be here. He did an interview with Dan Canobio about 18 months ago where he was like, yeah, man, I just kind of want to raise my family. I don't know how much left of boxing for me. I don't want to see a therapist. I want to, I need to, but like, I don't want to take away from my fighting. But I think it's time for me to do stuff like that. So I think the writing's been on the wall for Tank for a while. So that draw was kind of just like, I was on the way out anyway. I don't need to go back in there. And I said it at the end of that fight. I'm like, there's no way we see that rematch. He was so uncomfortable in that ring with Roach. He doesn't want to feel that again. He showed that night. So I'm not surprised.